Solutions for quiz 4 for math 112. On this first problem, we are told that the temperature of ice cream is given by this equation right here. Specifically, the temperature of ice cream after t minutes. So in this problem, we are asked to figure out how long it'll take, so solve for t, for the ice cream to be 31 degrees. Okay, so the temperature, the h right here, is 31. So really what I'm asked to do is solve this equation right here. And to solve for t, I need to get this t out of the exponent, so I'm going to have to take the log at some point of both sides of the equation. But before I do that, it would be nice if this 6 wasn't here, so I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by 6. Get something like this. And then I want to take the log of both sides of the equation. You can take the natural log or the log base 4, totally up to you. What do I think most people will do? I am going to take the log base 4 because I think that's what most of you will do. You get the log base 4 of 31 over 6 is equal to the log base 4 of 4 to the t over 16 power. And that all simplifies to just t over 16. So t is equal to 16 times the log base 4 of 31 sixths. And maybe I'll write over here that this turns out is equal to 16 times the log of 31 sixths divided by the log of 4, which is equal to 16 natural log of 31 over 6 divided by natural log of 4. So if up in this stage, instead of taking the log base 4 of both sides, you took the log of both sides, your answer would look like this. If instead you took the natural log of both sides, your answer would look like this. But all three of these guys are equivalent because from here I can apply my change of base formula to change it into either of these two. So no matter what, I'd end up with one of these answers. Guess I'll call that good. This question, a little bit tricky. If an element has a half-life of 100 years, at what continuous annual rate does it decay? Continuous rate, that means I'm using this formula. Okay, so it tells me that the half-life is 100 years. So if I start out with any amount, I don't know, maybe 1, then how about I'll write this? Start with any amount. I'll arbitrarily choose, I don't know, 2. 2 is my starting spot. I start out with 2. Start with any amount after 100 years. You will have half of that amount. So it would be 1 for me. So what I'm saying is when I use this formula right here, I say that the amount I have after 100 years is just 1. That's equal to the amount that I started out with times E raised up to the R times T, which is 100. So really all I have to do is solve this equation for R. And I can do that by first dividing both sides by 2, then taking the natural log of both sides, and then dividing by 100. So R is equal to the natural log of 1/2 divided by 100. This is a decimal. I don't really care if you leave it as a decimal or convert it to a percentage. I'm just going to say R equals this and call that good. Unit circle. Okay, completely different topic, different chapter in our book. Just the way the calendar fell, we have both these topics on this week's quiz. This point lies on the unit circle in the 4th quadrant. It's down here. So if this is my unit circle, that's kind of a circle. I'm talking about something down here. When the x-coordinate is 3/5, maybe right here, I'm talking about this guy right here. Note that the y-coordinate here is negative. What I'll need for this problem is the equation of my unit circle, which is this guy. I know that x is 3/5, so I got 3/5 squared plus y squared is equal to 1. I gotta solve this for y. So 3/5 squared is 9/25. and that thing plus y squared equals 1. So y squared is equal to 1 minus 9/25, which is 16/25. This is 25/25, and you take away 9/25, you're left with 16/25. And so if we take the square root, we get y is equal to plus or minus the square root of 16/25, which is plus or minus 4/5. But the point, so from here I jump up here, but the point is in the fourth quadrant, so y is negative. So my answer is negative 4/5 is what y is equal to. All right, for each of the below, find an angle between 0 and 2 pi that is coterminal with the given angle. So what this is saying is if you walk 16 pi over 5 around the unit circle, you'll end up at a point. What is some distance between 0 and 2 pi that you could walk that would leave you at this exact same point? Well, the key is because distance around unit circle is 2 pi. And that's because the radius of the circle is 1, and the circumference of any circle is 2 times pi times the radius. So 2 times pi times 1 is 2 pi, if the radius is just 1. So the distance around the unit circle is 2 pi, the circumference of the unit circle. I can add or subtract multiples of 2 pi to the given angles to find coterminal angles. So in this first one, 16 pi over 5, well, that's more than 2 pi. So I could subtract, I could say 16 pi over 5 minus 2 pi is the same as 16 pi over 5 minus 10 pi over 5, because 2 pi is the same as 10/5 pi, and that is 6 pi over 5. And the nice thing about 6 pi over 5 is that's between 0 and 2 pi, because 6/5 is between 0 and 2. Similarly here, I have negative 16/3 of pi. So this is a little bit more than negative 5 pi. So I could take negative 16 pi over 3 and add multiples of 2 pi. I'm going to add 3 of these 2 pi's. And the reason I chose to add 3 of these is I know this thing is about negative 5 pi, and I want it to be between 0 and 2 pi. So if I add 6 pi to it, I'll get there. So if I do that, I got negative 16 pi over 3 plus, let's see, 6 pi, which is the same as saying 18 pi over 3. And negative 16 pi over 3 plus 18 pi over 3 is positive 2 pi over 3. And 2 pi over 3 is in the specified range. So that right there would be my answer. This one here, this is nowhere close to this range. In fact, this is more than 100 pi. So what I can do is, I mean, you could subtract 2 pi and then 2 pi and 2 pi again, but instead, since you can subtract multiples of 2 pi, let's subtract 50 of these 2 pi's. So let's take this 304 pi over 3 and subtract 100 pi. And the reason I chose 100 pi is because 100 pi is the same as 300 pi over 3. And if I take away 300 of this 304 thirds, I'm left with 4 thirds, or 4 pi over 3, which is in the specified range. So that will be the answer to this problem. And I guess that ends the quiz, so I'll stop the video here.